What likely first comes to mind is its profound link to Islam, particularly through the revered cities of Mecca and Medina. Each year, millions of Muslims from around the world journey to this country to complete their sacred pilgrimage in Mecca. Yet, recent archaeological discoveries may soon add an unexpected chapter to its religious significance. Although Christianity and Judaism are not commonly associated with this region, new findings are challenging that view. Evidence now suggests that Saudi Arabia could be home to one of the most sacred sites in both of these faiths, potentially reshaping our understanding of the religious landscape in this part of the world. However, the future of Saudi Arabia isn't completely filled with optimism. In fact, few nations face as uncertain a path forward as this kingdom. Standing at a pivotal crossroads, Saudi Arabia grapples with a daunting array of challenges that could shape its very survival. For decades, the kingdom has weathered these storms, largely thanks to its control over one of the world's most sought-after resources, oil. This black gold has been the lifeblood of global economies for nearly a century. The kingdom controls nearly a quarter of the world's proven oil reserves, the second largest globally, surpassed only by Venezuela. But the winds of change are blowing, and as the world shifts away from oil, Saudi Arabia's once solid foundation is beginning to show its weakness. As the world begins to transition away from fossil fuels, Saudi Arabia's reliance on oil poses a monumental question. Can the kingdom reinvent itself in time to secure its future? Spanning 2.4 million square kilometers, Saudi Arabia stands as the 14th largest country in the world. Nearly as vast as Western Europe, the kingdom is renowned for its extreme climate and minimal rainfall, defining much of its arid landscape. Long before oil and gas transformed their fortunes, the people of the Arabian Gulf survived against the odds, enduring one of the harshest climates on Earth. As climate change intensifies, few nations are as vulnerable as Saudi Arabia. The kingdom is already experiencing a 1.5-degree rise in temperature, with the Gulf region warming faster than much of the world. Summers now bring dangerously high temperatures, making survival without air conditioning nearly impossible. Rising seas are steadily encroaching on fragile coastlines and low-lying cities, while warming waters devastate the Gulf's coral reefs. Prolonged droughts are depleting the region's water supplies, increasing dependence on energy-intensive desalination, which further heats the Gulf's waters. When rain does fall, it comes in violent downpours, causing more damage than relief. Yet, just as in the past, Saudi Arabians have demonstrated remarkable resilience, adapting to and overcoming these mounting challenges. Though Saudi Arabia is often regarded as a young nation, its history stretches far into the distant past. Its origins are intertwined with the earliest civilizations that once flourished on the Arabian Peninsula. For centuries, this land was much more than a barren desert. It served as a thriving center of ancient trade and, most importantly, as the birthplace of Islam, a religion that would profoundly influence the course of world history. When King Abdulaziz Al Saud founded the modern Kingdom of Saudi Arabia in 1932, few could have predicted the rapid transformation that would follow. In the span of just a few decades, this once desert-bound nation blossomed into a modern, sophisticated state, claiming its place as a key player on the global stage. As a testament to Saudi Arabia's deep historical roots, experts have uncovered a stunning discovery from its deserts, challenging long-held assumptions and reshaping our understanding of history. This revelation has ignited widespread debate, as it contradicts the narratives we've been taught for generations. Could this groundbreaking find rewrite the story of history as we know it? Let's now dive into these discoveries. Mysterious black stone. Among the billions of stones on Earth, one stands apart: the Black Stone, enshrined within the awe-inspiring 43-foot granite structure of the Kaaba in Mecca, located in the Hijaz region of western Saudi Arabia. This stone holds a unique position of unparalleled holiness. Revered by millions, every year, countless pilgrims travel from all corners of the globe to witness and kiss this holy stone. As with many ancient religious artifacts, the Black Stone has become the center of countless speculations and intrigues, its true nature shrouded in mystery. One particularly compelling legend suggests that the stone harbors the mythical beast of Revelation, Baal, cast out of heaven and now trapped within its mysterious confines. This stirs a series of captivating questions. Could an ancient presence or hidden entity be concealed within the depths of this sacred stone? Is this the real reason behind its profound significance in the Islamic community? Normally, to answer such questions would involve subjecting the artifact to thorough scientific examination by experts. However, the Black Stone presents a unique challenge. Out of deep respect for its sacred nature and the desire to preserve it from harm, the Black Stone has only been subject to minimal scientific study. Because of this, much of what is known, or speculated, about its origins relies more on observation and assumptions than the thorough scrutiny typically reserved for ancient artifacts. The origin of the stone is quite unclear. The most widely accepted theory suggests that the Black Stone has a meteoric origin. Studies from 15 different universities pointed to the presence of magnetic properties within the stone. This intriguing discovery lends further weight to the idea that the Black Stone may indeed have come from beyond our planet. Deepening the mystery further is compelling evidence of a nearby impact crater, which strengthens the celestial origin theory. What truly distinguishes the Black Stone is its extraordinary composition. Its metal content exceeds that of steel by a staggering factor of 23,000. In a fascinating study by astronauts, a mysterious radiant glow from Earth was detected and traced directly back to the Kaaba. Even more astonishing is the belief that the Black Stone acts as a superconductor, much like a broadcasting microphone, with a transmission range spanning thousands of miles. Though a definitive answer about the Black Stone's origins remains elusive, its true significance transcends these scientific mysteries. It serves as a powerful emblem of spiritual unity and unwavering faith for Muslims worldwide. Whether its origin lies in the earth or the heavens, what truly matters is the profound connection it fosters within the hearts of believers. Insane megastructure. Recognizing that the era of fossil fuels is coming to a close, Saudi Arabia is taking bold steps to reshape its future. The kingdom is strategically investing its oil wealth into an array of groundbreaking urban projects designed to draw tourists and global investors alike. These visionary developments are key to diversifying the economy and ensuring lasting prosperity in a post-oil world. At the forefront of this transformation is the Line, a futuristic city that has captured global attention. Stretching 170 kilometers through the desert, this mirror-clad metropolis is celebrated as an architectural wonder. With its cutting-edge design and ambitious scale, the Line is poised to revolutionize urban living and set a new standard for cities of the future. Promotional presentations depicted a vision straight out of a science fiction novel, an audacious city stretching from the mouth of the Gulf of Aqaba into Tabuk province. The concept was bold, futuristic, and almost otherworldly, as though it had been lifted from the pages of a distant future. This linear city was designed to accommodate an astonishing 9 million residents, and with a mind-blowing budget of $1.5 trillion. Yet this grand vision has not come without controversy. Authorities have faced accusations of using lethal force to clear land for the project, with one protester tragically losing his life during an eviction. Reports have also surfaced revealing the execution of several members of the Richat tribe, who had voiced strong opposition to the construction on their ancestral lands. Several insiders involved in the project have described it as a vision detached from reality, suggesting that the grand aspirations may be out of touch with practical feasibility. As time goes on, this sentiment seems increasingly accurate, with the project encountering major setbacks. Officials now expect that by 2030, only 2.4 kilometers of the development will be completed, accommodating fewer than 300,000 residents, a staggering reduction of more than 98% from the original ambitious projections. Can the kingdom fulfill its bold promise of creating a groundbreaking city that redefines the future? Only time will tell if this ambitious vision becomes reality. Mysterious rock formation. There's one rock formation that stands out in the Saudi Arabian desert, the Al-Nasla rock formation. This natural wonder is made up of two towering sandstone blocks, divided by an astonishingly thin, perfectly straight gap. The razor-sharp line splits the once solid rock into two symmetrical halves, as if some unseen hand had used a laser to carve them apart with flawless precision. How did this mysterious divide come to exist? Could this be the relic of an ancient civilization, welding technology far beyond anything we've uncovered? Or perhaps it's the quiet work of nature, patiently sculpting the desert over thousands of years. Rising 6 meters tall and stretching 9 meters wide, this awe-inspiring formation has captivated scientists around the world, leaving its origins clouded in mystery. Despite years of study, the forces that created it continue to baffle researchers, sparking a host of intriguing theories. Among the most widely accepted theories is the suggestion that shifting plate tectonics may have caused the distinctive gap between the massive stones. Al-Nasla stands in the desolate, sun-scorched terrain of northwestern Saudi Arabia, a region known for occasional tectonic activity. Scientists speculate that a sudden shift in the Earth's crust likely caused the rock to fracture, splitting it into two distinct blocks. Given the sandstone's fragile, layered composition, such a break isn't entirely unexpected. Yet, what truly bewilders researchers is the uncanny smoothness of the split. A typical tectonic fissure would result in a rough, uneven divide, not the remarkably polished and precise separation seen here. To explain this phenomena, researchers suggest that after the rock initially split, wind and water took on the role of sculptors, gradually shaping the two halves over thousands of years. The narrow gap between the blocks likely served as a natural conduit, guiding winds laden with sand and abrasive particles. These elements slowly wore down the surfaces of the rock, eroding them with time and precision. Through this relentless process, the once rough edges were polished to perfection, resulting in the remarkably smooth surfaces we marvel at today. The uncanny precision of the split between Al-Nasla's rocks has naturally given rise to some out-of-this-world theories. Some believe the formation to be the work of ancient gods, while others suggest extraterrestrial involvement. The rock's laser-like division has led to speculation that alien visitors once descended upon the Tema oasis, using technology far beyond human comprehension to carve the stones with a single, flawless cut. A more grounded theory is that ancient humans may have been responsible for the remarkable split. Evidence of an unknown civilization remains in the form of petroglyphs carved into the rock, leading some to suggest that these people might have used tools to divide the massive formation, possibly as an act of artistic expression. Whether the split was the result of extraterrestrial intervention, an advanced human civilization, or nature's own handiwork, what truly matters is that we have the privilege to marvel at this ancient wonder. Its origins may remain a mystery, but that only enhances the sense of awe it inspires, inviting us to appreciate its timeless beauty and the secrets it still holds. Origin of life. Who could have imagined that life's origins might trace back to Saudi Arabia? The discovery of living stromatolites on Shebarah Island in the Red Sea has sparked this groundbreaking possibility. It's the first time these ancient formations have been found in the shallow waters of the Middle East, revealing not only the region's remarkable ecosystems, but also fueling fresh theories about where life itself may have begun. Just how significant are stromatolites to ignite such a profound revelation? These ancient layered formations are the slow, meticulous creations of microorganisms, especially cyanobacteria. What makes them truly extraordinary is that stromatolites represent some of the earliest traces of life on Earth, with their origins reaching back over 3.5 billion years. They stand as living monuments to the dawn of life itself. These organisms played a crucial role in shaping the course of Earth's history. During the Great Oxygenation Event, they were responsible for releasing vast amounts of oxygen into the atmosphere, paving the way for the evolution of more complex life forms. The discovery of these ancient microorganisms off the southwestern tip of Shebarah Island was a remarkable accident. In 2021, researchers aboard a fishing boat stumbled upon this 5-hectare treasure. After billions of years, these ancient organisms have resurfaced, captivating the scientific world once again. These living stromatolites are the direct descendants of those that flourished during the Archean and Proterozoic eras, when life on Earth was in its infancy. By studying how these ancient formations grow today, researchers can gain vital insights into the environmental conditions that shaped early Earth that ultimately led to the creation of life as we know it today. Mount Sinai true location. Experts believe they may have discovered one of the Bible's most sacred sites, the mountain where, according to the Old Testament, Moses led the Israelites amidst smoke, fire, and thunder. It's thought to be the very mountain, Mount Sinai, where Moses received the Ten Commandments from God. According to experts, this holy site is located at Jabal Makla, which is situated in the Jabal al-Lawz mountain range in northwestern Saudi Arabia. They've presented compelling evidence to support their bold claim of having discovered the true Mount Sinai. One of the most striking pieces of proof is the mountain's darkened peaks, as if charred by fire or seared by the relentless desert sun, rising near the shores of Nuweiba Beach. Beneath the waters, scientists have uncovered ancient land routes, believed to be the very passage where God parted the sea, allowing Moses and the Israelites to make their miraculous escape. According to the biblical account, as the Israelites fled from the relentless Egyptian chariots, they reached the far shore just in time, as the sea surged back and swallowed their pursuers. Centuries later, an astonishing discovery was made in these same waters, a coral formation shaped eerily like a chariot. Experts studied the site and noted that while the wood and metal had long since vanished, this fascinating underwater relic remained. Then, as you journey from Nuweiba Beach toward Jabal Makla, an astonishing sight emerges in the desert. A massive, split rock, unmistakably marked by signs of water erosion. This remarkable formation stands in stark contrast to the barren, sun-scorched landscape. At the base of the mountain, experts discovered a site that strikingly resembles an ancient altar. Composed of rough, uncut stones, the structure closely mirrors the altar described in biblical accounts, said to have been built by Moses at the foot of Mount Sinai, crafted without the touch of human tools. Not far from the mountain rests an ancient graveyard, which experts believe to be the final resting place of those who worshipped the golden calf and were struck down by Moses for their idolatry. Strengthening this theory is the discovery of a nearby site covered in petroglyphs depicting people worshipping bulls and cows. What's particularly striking is that these carvings are clustered in this specific area, rather than scattered across the mountain, indicating they were intentionally placed there. The mounting evidence presented only strengthens the case that the biblical stories are more than mere legend. They are rooted in history. These findings not only lend credibility to ancient texts, but challenge the long-standing skepticism of non-believers.
Indonesia is a place where ancient and modern converge, where the vast jungles are home to roaming Komodo dragons, and the urban landscape boasts modern skyscrapers gleaming in its megacities. The country gains global recognition for its stunning beaches, epitomized by the beauty of Bali. Yet its prominence in the realm of archaeology is not as widely recognized. However, you'll be astonished to learn that this nation has been a pivotal location for archaeological discoveries that have profoundly influenced our understanding of human history. Can you believe that the world's most ancient pyramid, predating even the renowned pyramids of Egypt and the structures at Göbekli Tepe, the oldest man-made place of worship, can be found right here in this captivating archipelagic country? Before we dive into these astonishing discoveries, let's know more about this enchanting nation. Indonesia stands as a land of striking contrasts. As the world's largest archipelago, it unveils a breathtaking array of natural marvels scattered across its approximately 17,000 islands. From colossal volcanoes and lakes perched distinctively above the sea to stretches of pristine white sand and meandering rivers winding through forested landscapes, its rustic beauty appears boundless. Yet this beauty is juxtaposed with a significant level of hazard. Indonesia holds the unfortunate distinction of being one of the most perilous countries to inhabit on Earth. It is home to the highest number of active volcanoes globally, fueled by the activity of three major tectonic plates: the Eurasian Plate, Pacific Plate, and Indo-Australian Plate, that give rise to subduction zones and the formation of these fiery mountains. The meeting of these significant tectonic plates, coupled with volcanic activity in the region, makes earthquakes a constant and imminent threat in the country. The archipelago shelters 1,000 distinct ethnic groups, And owing to its geographic layout, this rich cultural diversity has given rise to approximately 700 languages. The mountainous terrain and surrounding sea have acted as natural barriers, safeguarding the distinct character and traditions of numerous ethnic groups. Moreover, it holds the distinction of being the world's most extensive Muslim-majority nation, ranking as the third largest democracy and the fourth most populous country. These key facts succinctly underscore Indonesia's profound significance on the global stage. When considering its economic significance, Indonesia's standing is remarkable. It reigns as the most powerful economy in Southeast Asia and holds the 16th position globally. Notably, projections indicate that Indonesia's economic growth may surpass Russia's, positioning it as the world's sixth largest economy by the year 2026. The unearthing of Java Man, presumed to be between 700,000 and 1,490,000 years old, and recognized as the oldest hominid fossil ever discovered, firmly positioned Indonesia on the global archaeology map. However, the stream of discoveries in this country doesn't end there. Indonesia stands as a hub of controversial findings that have fundamentally altered scientists' understanding of the history of human civilization. Located approximately 120 kilometers from Jakarta on the Indonesian island of Java, lies a mountain concealing a profound mystery. This mystery is said to have the potential to challenge humanity's understanding of our history as a whole. Gunung Padang, situated in Karyamukti village within West Java, is also recognized as the Mountain of Enlightenment. It is believed that this site holds indications of an ancient, highly advanced civilization. So advanced that they potentially crafted what might be considered the most awe-inspiring wonder of the ancient world. Yet it's plausible that this civilization was so ancient that all historical records were lost thousands of years before the initial construction of the Egyptian pyramids. For millennia, the indigenous inhabitants have held Gunung Padang in high regard as a place of sanctity, where numerous individuals would visit for meditation amidst the massive stone structures. However, in 1914, Dutch explorers made a significant revelation. The basalt columns strewn across the hilltop were not natural formations, but rather remnants of an ancient megalithic complex. In 2013, precisely 100 years later, the Indonesian government funded an excavation endeavor aimed at uncovering potential secrets concealed beneath layers of earth and debris at Gunung Padang. Their findings provided compelling evidence pointing to Gunung Padang being the world's most ancient step pyramid. Geologists believe that around 20,000 years ago, the location of Gunung Padang, which is Java, wasn't an isolated island but rather the southernmost region of a larger landmass referred to as Sundaland. This insight has led certain researchers to theorize that Gunung Padang, situated at a substantial elevation, might have represented the pinnacle of a vanished civilization. This civilization likely existed approximately around 10,000 BC, a time when the melting ice caps submerged the area and transformed it into the archipelago we recognize today. Historians generally agree that human civilization emerged following the last significant ice age around 11,500 BC. However, if this pyramid-like structure predates 11,500 BC, it may substantiate the possibility that Plato's narrative of a submerged civilization in Timaeus and Critias was not just an ancient Greek legend. During an extended expedition on Flores Island, Indonesia, archaeologists made a significant discovery by unearthing fossils of a completely new species. Due to their small size, researchers affectionately dubbed these curious hominins hobbits. Indeed, we're well acquainted with the hobbits from the Lord of the Rings movie, and one could argue that these real-life counterparts were the genuine hobbits of history. Homo floresiensis is believed to have thrived between 100,000 and 60,000 years ago. The fossil record reveals tools associated with these diminutive beings dating back from 190,000 to 50,000 years ago, implying that the hobbits coexisted with modern humans. The discovery of Homo floresiensis in 2003 surprised scientists. It was made public in 2004. These ancient beings were only about 3.5 feet tall, like an average 4-year-old today. Their brains were about 1/3 the size of a modern human's brain, similar to a chimpanzee's brain. These hominin species are believed to have vanished 50,000 years ago. However, anthropologist Gregory Forth presented a viewpoint that stirred controversy. He suggested that this elf-like hominin population still resides deep within the secluded jungles of an Indonesian island. They are hiding within the lively rainforests of Flores, coexisting with the formidable Komodo dragon in their natural habitat. This assertion may seem extraordinary, but Forth diligently recorded 30 first-hand encounters with hobbits, as recounted by members of the Leo community dwelling in the eastern region of Flores. He conducted one-on-one interviews with each witness, meticulously gathering their narratives. These accounts have been compiled in his book entitled Between Ape and Human, an anthropologist on the trail of a hidden hominoid. With over 3 decades of expertise as a professor of anthropology and an experienced field researcher, the author is firmly convinced that Homo floresiensis coexisted with various Homo species in ancient times and may potentially persist even today. What's more frightening than a regular cockroach? A colossal one. Most of us harbor a genuine fear of cockroaches freely roaming our homes. Now imagine encountering a foot-long cockroach, a true nightmare for many. Thankfully, these creatures are confined to the ocean, sparing us from such unnerving experiences on land. In the coastal waters of Indonesia, a team of researchers stumbled upon a sea creature resembling a gigantic roach. In collaboration with the Indonesian Institute of Sciences, the National University of Singapore scientists identified a newfound species of giant isopod in 2018, capable of reaching a remarkable foot in length. Among the specimens they encountered, a male measured an astonishing 36 centimeters, while a female was recorded at a slightly shorter length of 30 centimeters. This recently discovered species is named Bathynomus raksasa, with raksasa translating to giant in Indonesian, aptly describing its enormous size, even among other crustaceans. In fact, it ranks among the 20 largest isopods ever documented. Despite their formidable appearance, these creatures aren't as fearsome as they may seem. The study reveals that they primarily feed on deceased marine creatures that have descended to the ocean floor. In a groundbreaking discovery in the country, archaeologists have uncovered what is considered the oldest known animal cave painting globally, with an estimated age surpassing 45,500 years. This ancient artwork portrays a wild boar, a species unique to Sulawesi, an island in Indonesia where the painting was uncovered. This was crafted using a pigment of dark red ochre and seems to be a component of a larger narrative scene. According to the report, the artwork spans 136 centimeters by 54 centimeters. The island of Sulawesi, located between Asia and Australia, encompasses a substantial area of over 174,000 square kilometers and has a rich history of human habitation. Discovered within the Layang Tedongya cave, this painting offers crucial evidence of ancient human settlement in the region. Prior to this discovery in Sulawesi, the earliest dated art was predominantly found in Europe. The captivating depictions of lions and rhinos within Chauvet Cave, located in southeastern France, are widely estimated to be around 30,000 to 32,000 years old. Similarly, mammoth ivory figurines discovered in Germany align with this time frame. Representational images or sculptures do not emerge in other regions until thousands of years later. Consequently, the prevailing belief has been that sophisticated abstract thinking, potentially triggered by a fortunate genetic mutation, originated in Europe shortly after the arrival of modern humans, approximately 40,000 years ago. It was then assumed that as Europeans initiated painting, their artistic abilities and human ingenuity subsequently disseminated worldwide. However, this cave art presented a challenge to the established view. Furthermore, in South Africa, archaeologists have uncovered the application of ochre pigment in caves dating back 164,000 years. In addition, deliberately pierced shells have been excavated, featuring markings suggesting their utilization in jewelry, alongside pieces of ochre, including one with an engraved zigzag design. These discoveries strongly indicate the presence of artistic skills well before human migrations from Africa. The common belief is that prehistoric societies did not prioritize healthcare. Nevertheless, an archaeological discovery within an Indonesian cave has challenged our understanding of the progress in medical knowledge during ancient times. A recent study reveals that a 31,000-year-old skeleton of a young adult discovered in this cave presents the earliest documented evidence of an amputation. The previously known earliest amputation dated back 7,000 years with a skeleton found in France. The prevalent belief among experts was that such surgical procedures emerged solely within settled agricultural societies. The recent finding suggests that ancient hunter-gatherers residing in what is presently Indonesia's East Kalimantan province possessed advanced medical knowledge regarding anatomy and wound care. During an expedition to the remarkable Liang Tibo cave, renowned for its 40,000-year-old wall paintings, researchers stumbled upon this burial site. Although much of the skeleton remained intact, the left foot and the lower section of the left leg were notably absent. Upon careful examination, the researchers determined that the bones were intentionally and meticulously removed, ruling out accidental loss. The remaining leg bone displayed a precise, healed, slanted cut, devoid of indications of infection or fracture that would typically be associated with an animal attack or accident. While the method of limb amputation and infection prevention remains unknown, it is evident that the individual survived for approximately 6 to 9 years post-surgery, ultimately passing away from unspecified causes as a young adult. This study contributes to the accumulating proof that humans began tending to each other's well-being far earlier in their evolutionary timeline. The Bata Valley in Indonesia holds a captivating array of prehistoric statues and megaliths, rendering it an intriguing enigma. Its purpose and utilization during ancient times continue to be shrouded in mystery. Nestled just south of the Lor Lindu National Park in central Sulawesi, this valley is adorned with a myriad of ancient stone statues and megaliths, totaling 1,451 in number, each displaying unique shapes and sizes. These age-old megaliths, predating the Borobudur Temple, stand as a testament to a rich prehistoric heritage. These mysterious statues continue to baffle, devoid of any inscriptions that could explain their symbolism, builders, or the reason behind their creation. Among these enigmatic figures, the most prominent is the Palindo, also known as the Entertainer, a towering carved standing stone statue standing at over 4 meters. With round eyes, a large extending nose, and a deeply carved mouth, the cheerful and amiable expression of Watu Palindo captivates observers. Additionally, another renowned stone carving in the valley is Langka Bulawa, or the Queen with a Golden Leg, portraying the figure of a woman. Opinions vary regarding the age of the carved stones. Some propose that the stones were crafted approximately 5,000 years ago, while others believe it to be around 1,000 years ago. Meanwhile, alternative theories link the megaliths to a megalithic culture spanning Laos, Cambodia, and various regions in Indonesia within the past 2,000 years. Another puzzle that scientists are trying to piece with these megalith structures is the materials and tools used to create them. The stone of the monoliths is not found anywhere on the island, which means that it must have been transported from elsewhere. Additionally, there's a notable absence of any remains from human settlements in the nearby surroundings. Do the megaliths in Bata Valley serve as evidence of an unknown ancient civilization? The answer to this question remains elusive for now. CIA and Sahara Desert. When you come to think about it, it's hard to fathom that one of the most secretive agencies in the world would have something to do with one of the most barren landscapes in the world. To see the connection between the two, we'll have to go back in time to 1969. In that year, the United States government's Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, embarked on Project Magnet, an initiative aimed at mapping magnetic and gravitational anomalies in the northern region of the African continent. As part of this project, the CIA was tasked with conducting aerial reconnaissance of a peculiar geological formation in the Sahara Desert, known as the Richat structure. This structure is also called the Eye of Sahara. To this day, geologists are still debating what could have caused the formation of such a distinct pattern on the Earth's surface. However, the CIA claims that no anomaly was found on the ground and that such relief was naturally created. Despite this, the intelligence services are still withholding the results of the Richat structures survey from the public, leaving many to question why this information has been classified. Some have suggested that the information was classified to avoid causing widespread panic, while others believe that the CIA may have discovered evidence of extraterrestrial activity or technology. The formation of this structure has perplexed experts for decades, with some theories suggesting that it could be a meteorite impact crater or the result of volcanic activity. The desert near the small town of Wadan in Mauritania was not considered remarkable by the people who wandered through it, as it was only filled with sand and stones. However, the main mystery of the area was accidentally discovered in 1965 during NASA's Gemini 4 space mission. It turned out that the Eye of Sahara was hiding in plain sight for millennia. When the American astronauts went into outer space for the first time in history, the ship's crew noticed strange circular patterns in the African desert from the portholes. These patterns were the first pictures of the Richat structure, which intrigued many researchers. The Richat structure has a diameter of a mind-boggling 50 kilometers and somewhat resembles Jupiter's Great Red Spot. But unlike Jupiter, the structure is divided into clearly defined concentric rings. These are almost perfect circles of rocks and sandstone. Geological studies have shown that more ancient rocks are concentrated in the center of this anomaly, while younger sedimentary rocks are located in the outer rings and ridges. The oldest ring is estimated to be around 600 million years old. The locals consider this mark on the ground a divine manifestation, calling the structure the Eye of God. However, scientists and geologists are trying to understand how this miracle of nature was formed from a scientific point of view. There are three different hypotheses about the formation of the Richat structure. The first one is that the ring structure is an impact crater created by a meteorite that may have hit Earth many years ago. However, this hypothesis has a drawback, as the formation is almost completely flat, which is uncharacteristic of an impact crater. The site also lacks the minerals usually found in cases of shock metamorphism. That is where extreme heat and pressure from a high-velocity impact deform the surrounding rock. Believers of the second theory claimed that the Eye of the Sahara is the remains of an ancient volcano. Around 100 million years ago, there was the separation of Pangaea, a supercontinent that had previously united almost the entire land of Earth. In the process of tectonic shifts on the newly formed African continent, molten rock rose and formed a dome. Over the next millions of years, land surfaces were exposed to erosion, and as the dome subsided, circular ridges were left behind because different rock types inside it weathered at different speeds. However, this assumption can also be refuted, as no volcanic rocks were found there. Moreover, both versions did not even consider the interesting fact that 5,000 years ago, the Sahara Desert was underwater, which makes it even harder to believe considering the current arid environment. The third theory is the most extraordinary, and might even be considered as bizarre. It is believed that the Eye of the Sahara was once an alien-built airfield, and this theory is so fantastic that it was offered by ufologists. While this theory may seem insane to some, it is not as insane as the actions of the CIA regarding the research of the Richat structure. Half a century after the initial research on the structure, some previously classified CIA files on Project Magnet became available to the public. However, the report on the Eye of the Sahara anomalies consists of only one page, and some lines are just hidden. It makes one wonder, why is the CIA trying to hide information about this structure? Adding to the intrigue, the CIA also classified the book The Adam and Eve Story, written by their former employee, Chan Thomas. However, some people preserved its electronic copies, making it possible to learn that the book considers various exotic views on Earth's history, including the description of global floods. According to the book, one of these floods destroyed an entire city in the Sahara, which was surrounded by water at the time. The city was built in the form of rings extending outward, and the settlement was created by strong, warlike, and intelligent people. This city was called Atlantis. The Eye of Sahara is the location of the fabled lost city of Atlantis. One of the most popular proponents of this theory is Jimmy Corsetti, a renowned researcher and YouTuber from Bright Insight. What do we know about the lost advanced civilization? Not that much. According to historical records, an Egyptian priest shared his knowledge about Atlantis with the Athenian poet Solon, who then told the ancient Greek philosopher Critias. Unfortunately, it was Critias's grandson, Plato, who recorded all the details in his writing. Plato is considered one of the most important and influential figures in the history of humankind, and he collected all the preserved facts about Atlantis in his treatise Timaeus, written in 360 BC. One of the best clues that Plato gives about Atlantis is this passage in his treatise. Poseidon carved the mountain where his love dwelt into a palace and enclosed it with 3 circular moats of increasing width, varying from 1 to 3 stadia and separated by rings of land proportional in size. The Atlanteans then built bridges northward from the mountain, making a route to the rest of the island. They dug a great canal to the sea, and alongside the bridges carved tunnels into the rings of rock so that ships could pass into the city around the mountain. They carved docks from the rock walls of the moats. Every passage to the city was guarded by gates and towers, and a wall surrounded each ring of the city. The problem with Plato's account is that he was only told about the last years of Atlantis's existence. He knew nothing about how the city was formed. This information is only preserved in myths and legends. According to one such myth, the Greek god of the sea, Poseidon, once came across Atlantis. He walked the world to find the biggest island and found exactly what he needed in Atlantis. It was here that he also found his true love, a girl named Cleito. Cleito was so beautiful that Poseidon was worried someone else would fall in love with her and steal her away. To prevent this from happening, Poseidon built a palace and enclosed it with 3 circular moats of increasing width. Poseidon and Cleito had 10 children, and one of them was named Atlas. Atlas became the king of Atlantis, and the Atlantic Ocean was named after him. All the inhabitants of Atlantis were demigods, and there were no equals. While we may never know for sure if this lost city did exist, there are some striking coincidences between Plato's account of Atlantis and reality. According to Plato, the island on which Atlantis was located was enormous, similar in size to modern-day Iceland. The city itself was arranged in concentric rings with a holy temple dedicated to Poseidon and his love, Cleito, at the center, surrounded by a wall made of gold. The Atlanteans were renowned for their ingenuity, and they used it to create a complex defense system that protected the settlement. They dug a great canal to the sea and built bridges that led to different parts of the island, each passage guarded by gates and towers, making it virtually impossible for conquerors to attack the city. According to Plato, Atlantis was a self-sufficient city, growing its own food on fertile land and raising domesticated animals. Within the city walls, democracy ruled, and everyone had all the necessary benefits of a peaceful life. However, at some point, this was no longer enough, and the Atlanteans began to conquer other lands, including parts of Libya, Egypt, and modern-day Italy. But the Athenians fought back, liberating the people who had been enslaved by the Atlanteans. The battles were difficult, as the Atlanteans possessed great physical strength and extensive knowledge of science. However, in the end, the Athenians managed to win. Unfortunately, Zeus wasn't pleased with the Atlanteans' greed, so he decided to punish them by flooding the city along with its residents. While this story may seem like a pure myth, there may be some truth behind it. Chan Thomas's Adam and Eve story recounts what the Egyptian priests told Solon about the cataclysm that buried Atlantis. According to the text, winds and oceans swept over the surface, flooding everything around 11,000 years ago, and entire continents were covered with a water column of several kilometers. This lines up with the theory that a tsunami washed away Atlantis in an instant, as tsunamis in ancient times were much higher and more powerful than those we see today. The search for Atlantis has been hindered by the fact that the only clue provided by Plato is that it was located beyond the Pillars of Hercules, which refers to the Strait of Gibraltar. However, thanks to advancements in technology, researchers have been able to narrow down the list of potential locations to Antarctica, the Azores, the marshlands of the Donana National Park in southern Spain, and the Eye of the Sahara. What makes the Eye of the Sahara stand out is the fact that it is a circular structure divided into concentric rings, much like the description of Atlantis provided by Plato. Also, the size of the Eye of the Sahara matches the dimensions of Atlantis, which was said to stretch for 24 kilometers. Furthermore, there are remnants of salt in the area, suggesting that there was once ocean water there. Ancient marine creatures such as whales, fish, turtles, crocodiles, and manatees have also been discovered in the area. Skeptics cited Plato's texts that describe a utopian state as an island with the Eye of the Sahara as just a small area on a massive continent. However, recent evidence suggests that the Eye of the Sahara may have been an island around 7,000 years ago when all of northwest Africa was separated from the mainland by the ancient Tamanrasset River, which flowed from the Atlas Mountains through the present-day Sahara Desert to the sea in Mauritania. Elephant skeletons found in Mauritania further support the theory that the Sahara was once home to a thriving population of these animals, which were widespread in Atlantis. The fact that they are now entirely extinct in North Africa adds weight to the idea that a catastrophic event wiped out the inhabitants of this legendary city. In addition to the elephant skeletons, white, black, and red stones found in Wadi el Natrun near the Richat structures provide further evidence of Atlantis. According to Plato's treatise, Atlantis boasted houses made of the same stones, and the philosopher claimed that the city was rich in iron, copper, and gold. Today, Mauritania exports the exact same minerals, suggesting that the region was once home to a thriving civilization. Satellite images of the Richat structures also show evidence of a giant flood that may have destroyed the city. The places where the floodwaters were rushing across the Sahara towards the sea are clearly visible, lending credence to the theory that Atlantis may have been wiped out by a massive wave. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence in favor of the idea that Atlantis was located in the Sahara is a map created by the Roman geographer Pomponius Mela, who lived 2,000 years ago. A closer look at the map reveals that on the western part of the Sahara, Pomponius wrote Atlanti, which suggests that it was a city rather than mountains. This is because if it were mountains, the inscription would be above them, not next to them, and written in large letters like all the other cities. Not only that, evidence of a major settlement in the Richat structure has been proven by the discovery of thousands of artifacts, including arrowheads, spears, oars, ship hulls, and even something resembling a surfboard. These artifacts suggest that the people of Atlantis were surrounded by water and used these tools to their advantage. Interestingly, many of these artifacts have been found in the outermost depressions of the structure and are absent in the innermost ones. This aligns with Plato's description of outside the city walls, where there were barracks with spearmen aimed to defend the settlement's security. In the late 20th century, scientists analyzed the DNA of over 30 skeletons found in the prehistoric site of Tafraut. The DNA of the ancient humans was only slightly similar to that of modern-day hunter-gatherers from the Hadza tribe in East Africa. But the DNA of the remains from Tafraut is not 100% identical to any existing human populations. This means that the remains could belong to people who used to live on the mainland but then disappeared, such as the Atlanteans. The traces of the Atlanteans are found in different parts of Africa, and some researchers even believe that the Egyptian pyramids are related to them. Legends say that the alchemists and mathematicians of Atlantis developed a formula to store cosmic energy in a crystal. For that, it had to be placed at the top of a pyramid. The Atlanteans allegedly believed that with the help of this energy, it was possible to cure all kinds of diseases and to live up to 800 years. Some researchers believe that the Atlanteans were those who helped the Egyptians build the pyramids. In ancient Egypt, it is believed that the Egyptians are descended from the 12 great gods of Atlantis, which had just as many gods, including Poseidon, Plato, and their 10 sons. Furthermore, if we believe the legends, this civilization could have been not entirely human. Legends say that the Atlanteans could grow up to 6 meters and had 6 fingers on each of their hands. Presumably, their facial features also differed from other nations. They had wide lips, a slightly flattened nose, and huge expressive eyes. While the Richat structure may not be 100% confirmed as the ruins of Atlantis, it remains one of the most mysterious anomalies on the planet that has attracted considerable attention from researchers for many years. If you'd like to know more about other amazing discoveries, watch this next video.